this is Jersey. You're watching The Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. I'm Josh Sobo.
Joshua Chomick.
And back again, the man himself, who needs no introduction,
Jimmy Parks.
Jimmy. How you doing?
Not too bad. You know who's the woman who needs no introduction, though, right?
Who's that?
It's the health commissioner of the state of New Jersey, who I met last week. Crazy. And now I'm the man who needs no introduction.
Why does she need no introduction?
I don't know. Before all of Murphy's press conferences during COVID, he'd be like, and the lady who needs no introduction, Judy Persicelli.
You met her?
I met her this week.
What was she like?
A really nice lady, way shorter than I thought she was going to be.
Did she have a mask on?
No. Yes, actually she did. She did.
I would assume so.
She did.
Wow. Well, it sounds like Jimmy had an eventful week. Josh.
Good for you, Jim. I'm just so happy for Jimmy.
I'm happy for him too. You know, our little Jimmy, man, you know, he started on this pod as just a humble cameraman, and now he's
An intern, actually.
an intern, really. Yeah, then he got 98% stake in this podcast somehow, and we're really servants to his greatness. And
We even posted a photo of him on our Instagram this week. So
Yeah, the face reveal is pretty crazy.
if you want to see what Jimmy Parks looks like, go on our Instagram.
yeah, it was interesting because we were finally revealed his face, and it didn't seem many people cared all that much. But Jimmy, we care. We care. about your face.
Someone was like, Jimmy Parks is not what I expected to look like.
You know, I got a lot of followers on Instagram out of that, actually. So
Did you really?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
See, people did care.
That's awesome, man.
Josh.
I mean, you have a great Instagram. It's better than both of ours, I would say.
Everyone go to Jimmy's Instagram if you want to just be amazed.
I just don't post as much anymore. You know, I'm waiting for some film to come back.
I'll tell you guys what. We get a lot of listeners on this podcast, and this is going to go up on Friday. If you want to go follow Jimmy Parks and show him a little bit of love, go to @JTDScape. That's SCAPE, right?
That would be correct.
And hit him with a follow and comment on his page. We love you, Jimmy. Just give him a little fan love. Just show him that he matters. You know, he knows so much about this state, and he just makes it so much better, I would say. Some people might disagree. A lot of people might disagree, but I would say the opposite.
And if the podcast just looks bad and sounds bad, just go and complain on his Instagram things.
My friend Robert, who lives out in Long Island, I reposted that photo on my story, and he DM'd me. He's like, do I even want to know what this is?
Really?
And I was like, well, you could listen to it, but it's all about New Jersey news, so I don't know how relevant it's going to be if you're on Long Island.
It's funny.
I mean,
But go for it.
Long Island is this is going to get a lot of hate, but Long Island is basically New Jersey. It's like it's New York 100%, but the people there are basically New Jerseyans.
And
so
Long
similar.
Island also has a Pine Barrens, just like New Jersey.
They also have Montauk, which is sweet. If
Yeah,
you've
they
never
got
been to Montauk.
lighthouses.
They got a lot going on. But hey, how was your guys' weekends? What did you guys do this weekend? Starting with you, Chomik. What did you do?
It always starts with me, huh?
Yeah.
You know, this whole entire time you guys were talking, I was like, what did I do this weekend? What did I do this weekend? Well, it was a lax weekend. I did shoot my friend's engagement, which was awesome.
You want to? I was there with you.
People trusted me to take their engagement photos, which I don't ever do. I only do it for a select few people, including Josh Sobo over here.
Yeah.
I helped, actually. Jimmy
did.
Parks took those, and I assisted.
Wait, this is interesting. We
was
never
the
talked
key
about this on the
gap.
podcast. I got
haven't.
engaged in the middle of, right when COVID first started in 2020, and I got engaged in
High Point State Park.
High Point State Park. My boy, who I'm not going to acknowledge, hooked up a little overlook. And it was a great experience for me. And both of you guys happened to be there to take photos of me, which is really amazing.
So the way that we had to get to this overlook was down this crazy dirt road trail thing in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh Chomick and I got there early just to make sure everything was set up right. And we saw this like 2 families of bears. And we texted Sobo just so we wouldn't be like freaked out. We said, hey, just so you know, there's like 2 families of bears
That's
on
not
this
what
trail.
happened. That's not what happened.
That's totally what happened.
I didn't look at my phone at all. I'm going up this trail and I see sticks with an arrow on the ground pointing in the direction of, I guess,
We didn't want you to get lost.
but the arrow looked crooked, so I went down the wrong way and ate like 30,
No,
30
it
minutes of
was
this hike.
foolproof. Like, we don't know what went wrong there.
But, you know, it's good for the listeners to know that we really are, you know, this is a really high quality Hollywood production we got going on here. And we really are friends off of the big screen. You guys helping me with my engagement. Me and Chomik this weekend up at in Ringwood, New Jersey at the Botanical Gardens. Beautiful location. If you've never been, put it on your list this summer. We went up there and
It was gorgeous.
hid it in some bushes and then took some engagement photos of our friend getting engaged.
Thank God the photos came out good. I was just terrified the entire time that I would mess it up, but I didn't. So, and she said yes.
She did say yes.
So that's cool.
It was beautiful there. Mm-hmm. It was really beautiful. And I can only imagine everything's starting to bloom there. This summer, it has to be gorgeous. Jimbo, you ever been there in the summertime?
I have been. It's beautiful. All the gardens, they change for all the seasons. It's really, really nice. But things like that like really amaze me. That used to be a private residence.
Really?
Someone owned that entire place.
Yeah.
Did they donate it to the
And
state?
then they donated it to the state.
Wow.
That huge mansion that's there, that was somebody's home.
That's so cool.
That's a really beautiful mansion, too.
And even crazier, there was a mansion there prior to that one, but the guy tore it down and built that one for his mother, and then his mother didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, she sounds picky. That's a beautiful mansion. And by the way, how many acres is that park, do you know?
Ooh.
You had to
Ringwood
guess, like 400?
as a total, because the botanical gardens are within Ringwood State Park.
Oh.
So Ringwood State Park's probably like 10,000 acres or so.
The botanical garden section that you can drive around isn't as big as I thought it'd be, but it is
Yeah.
pretty
yeah,
large.
it's a few hundred acres.
Yeah, I'll take it as my backyard.
Yeah, I would take it any day as my backyard. I would not have given it to the state. I would just keep it, for me. I'd give it to some stranger on the street, I think, before I made it a state park where people could go get engaged and just, walk all over the grass.
And it was actually illegal for us to take photos there. There was a sign. It was just like no like commercial photography or what did the sign say? We saw it.
I saw it going in, and so I went to scope out the spot last week with the guy that was getting engaged just to see if we could find the spot. And as we're going in, he goes, "Wait a second, what did that sign say?" And I was like, "Nothing, don't worry about it." We just kept driving. But I think it said something like, "No commercial photography allowed, permit required by state law," something like that.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking about it now. Did you get paid to take these photos?
No,
I'm
there
not
was
gonna.
no payment.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Then you know what? It's not commercial use.
Okay, great, perfect.
You were just taking some photos for your friends.
Yeah, well, there was no money involved at all.
Perfect.
Great.
So it sounds like everybody had a good weekend. Sounds like Jimmy was.
What did Jimmy do this weekend?
He just said he was hanging with this lady. That's
Now, that was last week. That wasn't over the weekend.
what did you do this
but-
weekend,
He
Jimmy?
can't wait to share. He can't wait to share what he did this weekend. Look at him.
No, it was a pretty chill weekend. I got to catch up with some friends who were home around like Easter break, and then had a lovely day with my family on Easter.
Nice.
Saw Jacob,
That
who's,
sounds great.
who's Josh Chomik's cousin. Really good kid.
I'm so happy that was a highlight of your week.
It really was. I haven't seen Jacob in weeks, so
Let's get into the news, boys.
I think we should do it, man.
I think it's time for the news.
I'm so ready.
Hey, before we get into the news,
I wanted to get into the news. What's wrong with
I
you?
didn't have anything I wanted to say, but hey, we got merch. Go buy some merch. Okay, you guys ready for the news?
Jimmy, are you ready for the news?
I'm ready for the news.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been listening every
Yeah,
single week.
thank you guys.
We don't thank you guys enough, so thank you for supporting the pod, checking it out, giving us a listen week in, week out. This is episode 14. Can you believe it?
You know what makes my life with this podcast show is when we get a DM and it's someone that's like, "Hey, I'm a trucker and I like the podcast. Hey, I'm a police officer and I listen when I'm on my shift and I have downtime.
Every
Hey,
week.
My wife and I love listening to you guys while we drive around, to get groceries. We love it. Send us a DM if you listen to this. You're faceless and nameless until you send that DM or send us an email.
We
and
check the DMs, we check the emails, we try to respond back to everyone. We try our best. It's hard
means
because
a
there's
lot.
a lot of coming in, but
Hey, and before we get into the news, one more quick thing. I know we're really holding this off. I just saw Fox News and the New York Post reported on Al Lupiano this week.
shout out to Al, dude.
And we were, I think, some of the first people to interview him. So it's crazy to see the news spreading. The EPA is getting involved. Let's try to get Al back on next week for
You
an
think
interview.
he's forgotten us already? Because
He's
he's
famous now,
He's
so-
international and
Yeah.
he's on Fox and all these TV channels.
It's quite possible.
I hope he didn't forget us.
But let's actually get into the news. Let's stop teasing it to the poor listeners in their cars.
Jimmy, you ready for the news?
I'm ready.
Okay, a New Jersey dumpster diver was rescued after being trapped in a dumpster for 3 days.
Dude, what?
This is a story. A 60-year-old Clifton man gave new meaning to dumpster diving when he was trapped in a trash bin for what he said was nearly 3 days before someone heard his cries for help.
Dude, no shot. You were stuck in a dumpster for 3 days, yelling, screaming, and no one saved you?
It says firefighters used a Stokes basket to bring the man to safety. What is that, Jimmy? You might know what that is.
No idea what that is.
Stokes basket.
Isn't that the rescue basket that they like? Can you Google it?
Like, how deep is...
Oh,
wait,
it's
what?
like a thing.
How deep was the dumpster that they needed that thing?
Yeah, if you don't know what a Stokes basket is, Google it right now.
It's like what they rescue people off of Everest with.
Yeah, like they pull them up on helicopters.
Yeah, exactly. So they rescued him out of this deep, deep dumpster with a Stokes basket. It says he told police he was trying to dig out a chair when he fell in and couldn't get out, the lieutenant said. The man had the right to the rubbish, which is no longer considered personal property under the law once it's tossed. This is crazy, man. The guy goes in for a chair. I wonder what kind of a chair it was. I hope it was something of value, not
like a beach chair, like a $10.
like a broken Tommy Bahama chair.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Thank goodness he survived his bout with this dumpster, though, right?
I wish they like provided a photo of the dumpster because that size is very mysterious.
Well, let's do a quick Google search because we read the article and they didn't have many photos, but let's see if we could find some dumpster diver images on any other.
Google dumpster divers. It's so funny. There's so many interesting photos.
Man, there's no... Well, this is a photo of the dumpster, I think. That one right there. That isn't even a big dumpster.
Why did they need a Stokes basket for that thing? That's a normal size dumpster. I jumped into a dumpster last week.
That's awesome.
We threw something into the dumpster. We may or may not have tried to cover what we threw into the dumpster. So I had to jump in and cover it with some boxes.
That sounds illegal.
But I jumped right out. No, it wasn't.
Was it a
Whose
body?
dumpster was it?
Just don't worry about it. It just I didn't dump anything illegal. It's just like we didn't want people to see what we dumped. I know it sounds very suspicious, guys, but I swear it's nothing bad.
Dude, there's no good way to explain
nonetheless,
that.
I jumped out of the dumpster myself.
Okay.
So, but hey, he's 60 years old. He's an elderly man. You never know.
He might have broken his leg when he jumped in the dumpster.
No, the article says he was all right.
I feel like getting into a dumpster is harder than getting out of a dumpster because it's off the ground.
But when you jump into the dumpster, you actually have like garbage to land on. It's not like you're landing on hard ground.
But you can also climb on the garbage to get out. Like, why didn't he stand on the chair that he got?
It could have been super empty with just one chair in the dumpster.
Okay, but if you look at the photo that we're seeing on this article, for those wondering, if you want to read the article, you can type "Rescued NJ Dumpster Diver says he was trapped for 3 days." It's a Daily Voice article. What we see in the photo is like an apartment complex, and behind it is a regular-looking black dumpster.
It looks like every apartment complex ever in Jersey.
Although this looks like a regular dumpster. That looks like a dumpster used to. Do you see how this one's bigger than this one?
Well, that looks like the dumpster in my complex right now. That looks like what? It's like 4 feet tall.
Okay, so no, I would say that's I'd say that's probably 6 feet tall because I think this one right here that's 4 feet. That's probably 6. So let's meet in the middle and say 5 feet tall.
Okay.
And there's a chair in it, which a chair is going to be like 18 inches to 2 feet tall, right?
Depending on the chair, but yeah.
When you stand on it. Mm-hmm. So this guy had a whole 3 to 4 feet he had to clear to get out of this dumpster, and he couldn't do it. It makes me wonder if there's more to this story than what meets the eye.
The cops did say they can't confirm he was stuck for 3 days.
They're just going by his word.
Yes. But like look at all the cars parked around it. Like people would have heard that there was a guy in the dumpster unless he fell asleep and took a nap for like 3 days and wasn't saying anything. But it's kind of suspicious. Was it actually 3 days?
Well,
we'll never know.
You're right. The article does say whether the man was there as long as he said couldn't be corroborated, police detective Lieutenant Robert Bracken said. So he could be lying about this whole thing, trying to get on the news, maybe try to get like a Discovery Channel show dumpster diver man out of it.
It's not a bad idea.
So you're telling me, right, at this apartment complex, nobody threw anything out in the dumpsters for 3 days? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Guys.
Unless he was just taking some garbage to the head. I don't know.
This is a conspiracy. It really is a conspiracy. And what I want to know is, are there any people that have come out against it? The best place to check, which I didn't even think about checking, I'm going to check Facebook right now. Because usually these articles end up on Facebook. And there's going to be a comment saying, this is my complex. He's known for diving in the dumpster and falling asleep.
Bro, I'll cry if you could actually find something.
Let's see.
Like
Give me 5 seconds.
But how did they even use a Stokes basket for a dumpster? That Stokes basket looked bigger. It must have been a really small one. I have no idea.
Someone commented, even I with a falling apart body could get out of a dumpster. ... Somehow. This is look.
Aw, how old is she?
Old
Like
lady
90
Denise.
years old.
No, it's not that old, but yeah, I'm not seeing many comments, but a lot of people are leaving laughing emojis on it.
Hey, come on.
Not funny.
Let's respect.
Let's respect.
He could have hit his head and, been out for a few days. You don't know.
Or maybe has other mental problems going on. Who knows? But nonetheless, he's out of the dumpster now. He once was lost, but now he's found.
I love it. It's just a beautiful story. I hope he got the chair.
Dude, up from the trash he arose, man. Out of the dumpster with his new chair.
Do you think the firefighters helped him get the chair when they brought him out?
Oh, they better have. Can you
Right, imagine?
they did bring him out on that body thing.
I hope he grabbed the chair on the way out.
Can you imagine if they had to bring a helicopter in to lower that thing into the dumpster? They're like, we got to get him out. We got like air vac to Overlook Hospital.
News I wish I could just be at just to see it happen. Like I would be filming the entire me and Jimmy, we'd be there in a heartbeat.
Josh, you should become a first responder. You could go to all these calls.
That's true. But most of the time they're not funny like this.
You don't know.
I'm happy the guy's all right. So God bless him.
In other news,
Some darker news.
yeah, a lot of the news that we have this week is kind of dark. Some of the people watching this may have already seen the video of the woman in Elizabeth getting run over by the car 3 times. This week, we actually promoted her page, the GoFundMe, to raise money for her. But we have a headline that's pretty interesting alongside this story this week.
Let's hear it.
So in Elizabeth, New Jersey, a woman was run over 3 times by a driver who previously hit a motorcycle.
This dude's done it before.
He is a danger to society. And that video, can I just say,
Dude, the
is
video is
so disturbing.
I got it in 3 group chats, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's Elizabeth. Watch this video. I watched it. And I was like, thanks for the heads up. I didn't realize I was about to see a woman get ran over by a car.
Yeah.
I stopped watching after after a few seconds in. It was just I'm not trying to watch that.
Yeah, it says a man accused of attempted murder for running over a woman 3 times with his car Tuesday morning has faced similar charges in the past. Vincent Jean admitted to ramming into a motorcycle in a parking lot in 2007. Jean is now charged with violently running over a 23-year-old woman 3 times on the front lawn of an Elizabeth house after they had been involved in a fender bender. When the woman started taking pictures of the vehicles because she thought Jean was going to leave, he drove at her with his, and she ran for her life, officials said. So she actually got ran over 3 times. It's saying she suffered deep gashes over 60% of her body, severe road rash, a broken femur, which is, by the way, I've heard the most painful bone in your body you can break, a lacerated liver, broken ribs, and severe back injuries.
Awful.
Man, this is just absolutely terrible. But the bright side is that they've caught him, and I hope he does a lot of jail time. Who knows in this state? Our state is very soft on crime as a whole, and I could see this guy getting a slap on the wrist.
It's really sad, dude. And also it's terrifying just to think she was doing the right thing. She got out because he didn't want to have a report made. So she just went to take a photo of his license plate, not knowing how insanely crazy this guy is. And he just went nuts and tried to run her over, which he did.
Yeah, and another crazy part of this is the insurance company that I guess she's insured by informed her father that they couldn't pay her medical expenses because her injuries weren't from an accident; they were intentionally inflicted.
That's just
Oh my
so
God.
Which
stupid.
I don't know how that works out. Maybe there's investigation that has to go on before they can clear it. I don't know what that actually means. If you work in insurance and want to send us an email and explain that,
Well, during the investigation, they were watching the video with Gene, and he says that the car slipped, and then he didn't intentionally try to run her over.
What a nutcase!
And if you've seen the video, you obviously know
the video is so
the video is
messed
just
up.
it's right there in front of you.
And he went back over and over again. I should.
I don't know why the guy was just filming. The guy was just standing there filming. Do something.
I don't know what you do, but the other thing is
I would just try to go. I would just, I don't know, grab her, push her out of the way, dude. I don't know. In
Yeah.
that moment, you have to just react.
So I think we should put the GoFundMe for Morgan Scott, the victim of this incident, in our episode notes. If you would like to donate to her medical bills, we'll put that link in there. She's 23 years old.
So young.
And has, I believe, her spine was broken in 3 spots. Hopefully she can walk again. Hopefully she fully recovers from this and gets, I don't know what they call it. I don't want to say disability because I hope she's able to work if she'd like to, but whatever the payment would be, that would be compensation for what she's been through.
For real.
Because this is just absolutely horrendous that anyone would have to deal with that. And I hope this guy goes to jail for a very, very long time.
100%.
I hope he gets like 30 years in prison.
He got like a slap on the wrist for the motorcycle accident back in 2007 where he just rammed into a motorcycle from, I guess, for the same reason he got upset with someone. But this is just terrible.
Well, he's definitely a danger to society.
100%.
And people, we always talk about this type of stuff. People that, cause injury to other people have no place in society like this, especially when it's intentional and you run somebody over. I think we can all agree on that. And I hopefully our judges and juries can agree with that. And justice is served swiftly.
I just think about like my younger sister, like that could have been her. Like it could have been anyone.
It's crazy.
You just never know like who you're dealing with. And in that moment, I would have taken a photo of the plate too if the guy was not cooperating.
Yeah.
It's just like most people would be like, yeah, sure, take a photo of my plate. But no, this guy was trying
sick.
to kill her.
Yeah, when you think about it, you put one of your own family members in that position and consider it, it's very,
Awful.
very disturbing to consider that she did nothing wrong and he is out of his mind and he just really, really wanted to hurt her badly. And it's just sad. So our prayers are with her and I really hope she recovers and something good comes of this in her life. She has some amazing story that comes out of it.
100%.
I can only imagine the level of trauma she's experienced so far and will still experience as she tries to recover and have a normal life.
Oh, yeah.
So that is I would say maybe one of our darker stories today. We have a few dark ones though. So New Jersey Transit has removed the mask mandate after the federal mask mandate was ruled unlawful this past Monday.
Whoa. Dude, when's the last time you were on a train or a bus without a mask? It feels like a lifetime ago.
I got to be honest. I took a New Jersey Transit train last week. I did not put a mask on the whole time. I had no idea.
They didn't say anything?
it.
I had no idea there even was still a mask mandate on the train.
The conductors never like
No, they didn't
yelled at
care.
you?
They were really nice to me,
Oh,
actually.
they really eased off. Like when I was taking the train into my old job like 6 months ago, like if you just even had it below your nose, like the conductors were like, put your mask on.
No, they didn't say a word.
I haven't been on in a minute.
I may have gotten some looks. In hindsight, there may have been some people looking at me funny, but
Well, you're used to in Jersey, you could go most places without a mask now. So it's like if you're going to a train and you're not like used to it, it's normal.
I haven't worn a mask in months. Mm-hmm. I feel like the only time I see people wearing, I mean, you still see them everywhere, but I live in an area full of people that wear masks. But here's what the article says. It says Governor Murphy has ended the rule requiring face coverings on New Jersey Transit a day after a federal judge voided the national mask mandate covering airplanes and other public transit. Hours after the Transportation Security Administration said it will no longer enforce the 2-year-old mandate, Murphy fired off an early morning tweet lifting the requirement on NJ Transit trains, buses, and light rail, as well as on South Jersey Transportation Authority travel. So, yeah, he's lifting it up as a result of this federal judge that ruled it unlawful. So masks are done.
Whoa.
So kazooie for NJ Transit. Yeah.
Is there anywhere that you still have to wear a mask?
Yes.
Where? I don't know.
Airports, but I guess that's done now.
Yeah, no more with the airports.
Maybe hospitals.
I was going to say like doctor's offices maybe, but
My dentist office, I have to wear one. But when you sit down in your chair, you take it off, obviously, so they can work on your mouth.
but that almost makes sense because
I think it
they're
doesn't.
disgusting places.
I think it does make sense to take the mask off when they're going to put their fingers in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way around it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know
Because it's like super strict. The
our-
moment you walk through the door, you got to put your mask on. But then like you sit down in the bench, they're like, "All right, you can take it off. You're in your safe space. You're in your safe space now." So.
Is this still controversial? I feel like for the most part, like there's a few people that still wear masks.
Listen,
we live in an area of the
wear
world
your mask if you want to wear your mask. I'm cool with it. Like, but I'm not going to wear my mask if I don't have to wear my mask.
Yeah, but what I'm wondering is like, are people upset about this? Like,
100%. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. People are pissed at this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like at this point, I feel like I don't see many people wearing them. Like, I could understand you wearing one if you want to, but to be mad at a mandate being, I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch though.
Yeah, go on
I
Reddit.
kind of on the New Jersey Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazed the New Jersey Reddit hasn't discovered us yet. they will.
Now they will with this story.
No comment. We love
Yeah.
you guys.
All right, moving on. So yeah, that's been lifted, and it seems that this is a trend we're seeing across our nation right now, as this federal judge has come down.
Especially
And
planes. Like, you could fly domestically now without a mask.
Can I
That's
be-
crazy.
Can I just make
I
one,
got so used to wearing a mask on a plane.
just one thought?
Yeah.
I think death from COVID is the last of New Jersey Transit's worries. I would say a greater worry would be the train showing up on time every once in a blue moon. All right, let's move on.
You have
That's all I
way
wanna say
more
about that.
risk of getting like a door closing on you at New Jersey Transit or like
No,
a
I
train
would
running you
say-
over rather than COVID taking you out. Like there's way bigger issues with New Jersey Transit.
Or like, yeah, something else. The seats, the diseases on those seats.
There's stuff in those seats, man.
Yeah, man, there's-
Get rid of all those old cars.
I think they should. Do you think they've ever cleaned them? They have to clean them, right?
I would
Yes.
think so.
No, yeah. There's the new ones are clean. Just rush hour, you know, you can't really tell because there's like it's jam packed with people. So
Yeah, if you've ever been in a New Jersey Transit train bathroom, like say you,
Oh, dude,
you
that's so bad.
Never.
an emergency
I
situation.
had to puke in one once. and
No.
it was so disgusting.
So you're like one of the reasons why they're so disgusting.
no, I didn't miss.
Wait, so why did you have to puke in an NJ
I
Transit?
was sick, or I was like after work one day. It was a long day of work in the city, and I was just nauseous. I forgot why, but
crazy.
I couldn't, dude. It was terrifying because you're stuck on a train. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I had to wait in line for the bathroom. There was one person in front of me, and then I went in there and I had to, get down and dirty.
The reason those bathrooms are so disgusting, my theory, is because they're only used in emergency situations.
Yes.
It's like your stomach's about to explode, or you got to puke like Chocho over here, or like you've had to pee for like an hour and a half straight.
Yeah.
And you're just rushing to the toilet. And so if you've ever been in one of those bathrooms, I think we should require masks for NJ Transit bathrooms only.
100%.
And then the rest we can move on without, I think. I think we'll be all right without the rest.
It's nasty, dude.
Oh, man. God bless New Jersey Transit.
No.
God bless Frank the Tank. No, why not?
We need a miracle from the Lord with the New Jersey Transit, not just a blessing, brother.
Oh, man. All right. So the mask mandate will be lifted, and you all can ride with or without a mask. It's completely up to you. Moving on to the next story. The accused subway shooter claims time in New Jersey made him more dangerous.
I just feel like this is such a stretch, like of a story that we found on the internet. It's just okay. Go.
So
Read it.
if you haven't seen the news, there was a shooting on a New York City subway. And
Terrible.
And it's just an absolutely horrible situation. But it says the 62-year-old man accused of setting off smoke bombs and opening fire on a Brooklyn subway train, shooting 10 people and leaving nearly 30 hurt, has a troubled history on both sides of the Hudson River. Frank Robert James had 3 prior arrests in New Jersey in 1991, 92, and 2007 for trespassing, larceny, and disorderly conduct, according to The Independent. James said he was a victim of New York's mental health program, according to the same report, citing in his online videos. It quoted him saying his experience as an inpatient at psychiatric facilities in the Bronx and New Jersey had made him more dangerous.
It's Jersey, bro. It's Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey's a dangerous place. So
I don't blame
you
New
come
Jersey.
here and you're just gonna get more dangerous. Apparently.
This guy, look, it sounds to me like this guy wants to make himself into a victim and say, oh, the people in the psychiatric hospital did it to me. Mm-hmm. It's always easy, I think, when you commit heinous crimes. If you watch this guy has YouTube videos. Watch his videos. The way he speaks.
What does he say?
Oh my God. You didn't see the videos?
No, I haven't looked into it.
He was, I guess, I don't know how he would describe himself, but he hated like every race. Like in the videos,
He was against racism, but at the same time, he was just super racist against every race.
He said like terrible things about Asian people, terrible things about white people. Like saying crazy stuff, and like he just hated people. And it just seems that now, after he was completely coherent when he made YouTube videos and went out and did all this craziness, now he wants to claim victim to the psychiatric. Which I mean, I don't doubt that he has some mental stuff that needs to be sorted out. Obviously, to do something this crazy, he does.
It was
but,
Jersey, bro.
There has to be some personal responsibility on this man.
New Jersey's very dangerous, bro.
he would
it just makes people dangerous.
he would record himself going around screaming at people on the streets of Brooklyn, like racial slurs, and
Oh wow,
it's just a really strange person. And
sounds Jersey to me.
it
Just
does
running around screaming at people.
when you put it like that. That is very New Jersey. That is a New Jersey way to be.
You
But
used to do that, Cho, but you would say like "I love you" to people.
Yeah, because I love people.
I know.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
whoa! Would you blame Jersey for it though?
It's Jersey, dude. I've been here my whole life, bro. The water, everything I've been like just consuming from this beautiful state, it's making me crazy.
Well, as long as you're not posting YouTube videos,
I'm not
complaining
danger-
about
I'm not
Asian
dangerous,
people
though.
and white people. And,
No.
yeah, it just sounds like this guy had some real anger inside of him, and
Had to blame Jersey.
I don't blame New
Had to
Jersey.
just add us into the mix. Just keep us out. Like, that's New York.
Jersey always gets a bad rep. Everybody wants to.
Oh, yeah, there's never a good thing about New Jersey.
Yeah, you know what the thing is, man.
It could have been like the New Jersey psychiatric facilities made me a better person, but no, it made me more dangerous.
That would be such an amazing headline. The New Jersey psychiatric, what was it, Greystone Memorial Hospital made me a better person.
But no, it's never that.
Now you got to go to Trenton Psych now that they tore Greystone down.
Greystone from the outside always reminded me of the nursing home that Happy Gilmore's mom was in.
Yeah.
It's a Kirkbride,
Wait, what's the one we went to?
Essex County.
Is it torn down now?
Yeah, I think there's like homes there now.
What?
All the good asylums are gone.
They built homes already? Didn't we just go there like...
That was like 10 years ago.
Jeez,
We used
dude,
to go to
we're
Greystone. You remember we used to drive by Greystone at night? It was so scary.
Did we go
Beautiful
in there?
building. No, I never went in Greystone.
I thought we did go in Greystone.
We used to urbex a lot, guys.
Kids call it now Bexing.
Oh,
Bexing?
That's what
Yeah.
they call it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the new generation calls
New
it.
gen.
It's
Well-
like, yeah, you want a Bex?
Won't give up our spots because that's,
You know what's actually, so quick tangent, really sad. So some of these like beautiful old abandoned locations, like you see the kids still going to them now, and just how much they've decayed over like the past 10 years. Is,
people don't
like,
treat
so
them.
sad.
because people treat it like it's trash.
It's like a combination between it's like so unbelievably trashed, or they like turned it into apartments.
What was that school we went to?
Oh, that was in
Nutley?
Bloomfield?
No.
Bloomfield, yeah.
It was really cool. There's a photo.
Are you sure it was Bloomfield?
Yeah, I think it was
Bloomfield.
Bloomfield.
It was Bloomfield.
That was like 2014 we went there. I
Yeah.
think. Crazy.
Well, that was actually, I think, one of the first abandoned buildings I ever went to. We went with our friend Tyler.
That was very sketchy.
That was super sketchy.
How did we get in?
They're,
don't
like
remember.
the side door was open.
No, like through the fence. Like, remember we had to get through the fence first?
Yeah, but I think we just hopped the fence. That wasn't like a big deal.
No, we did so many like risky things.
I know. I think back on it now,
I
and it's
cringe.
like,
Like we almost died at certain points.
Well, why do you cringe, Jimmy? Is it because like you feel like
we could have gotten in big trouble.
well, like some of the things you could have gotten in trouble for, but some of the things like you could have gotten really hurt.
yeah.
Like I was.
You got to share the New
These
York
are-
story.
These are not solid structures you're exploring with your friends. For those that are listening, wondering what we're talking about, if you don't know, talking about exploring abandoned buildings and how this used to be a hobby of Alifars.
Well, yeah, there was this one building in Philadelphia that I really wanted to get into, and me and my friends went one night. We climbed up the scaffolding, then climbed this fence on top of the scaffolding, and
Yikes.
I cut up my hands really bad that night. One day we were in, it was me and Jacob, bringing up Jacob again. We were in Newark, and I almost fell through a floor. That was
Where
really
was that?
scary. It's this abandoned theater. And to
Terrifying.
get into that building, you had to go through the abandoned building that was next door to it. And it had a wooden floor. It was raining out, and the floor was soaking wet, and my foot just went right through.
Ugh.
So this is why you should follow Jimmy on Instagram, because every now and again he posts a gem of a
He's a photographer.
Urbex photo.
But yeah, so to close out the story, though, one of my friends got arrested, and that kind of made me stop.
Really?
I was reformed.
You were
Wow.
reformed. Wow, congrats, Jimbo.
So
Moving on from our
Let's
Urbex tangent.
transition, shall we?
So, yeah. Hopefully,
need a transition
hopefully the
sound.
Brooklyn guy gets life in prison and we never have to hear his name again. I don't even want to talk about him because we shouldn't give him any airtime. But moving on to something a little bit more fresh. You like that?
I see where you're going with this.
Amazon's first New Jersey fresh grocery store is to open this summer.
Let's go. This is crazy.
This is, I don't know if
I'm
I'm happy or
stoked.
sad. I don't know if I'm happy or sad.
I like
One
it.
of
I like
those.
it. I like it.
Why do you like
I
this?
like it because you could just like put food in your cart and just walk out. Like you don't have to wait in line to pay. You just get your food and leave, right?
So, well, let's see what the article says, and we'll get into the details. It says
It's Amazon.
Amazon, known for its online retail operations. I love how they write that. This little online retail company. You
wonder
might know
who they are.
You might know have heard of them. They're called Amazon. Whoever wrote this is probably not listening to our podcast, but if they were, they might be a little annoyed at that.
Take some
But,
notes.
It says they're opening a grocery store in New Jersey. The company's first Amazon Fresh store in the state is expected to open this summer. Amazon Fresh will occupy the former space of Fairway Market at 30 East Ridgewood Ave in Paramus. Signage reading "Coming Summer 2022" has been posted on the building's entrance. It goes on to say there's no exact opening date that's been announced, but Amazon Fresh stores feature dash carts, which automatically scan items. Customers do not have to wait in a checkout line, but instead are charged once they leave the store.
Dash cart.
It's very cool.
Such a cool name. It reminds me of Mario Kart. Like we're just gonna super dash through this spot.
Well, this is Amazon's response to, I guess, minimum wage rising. They're just like, well, we're just not going to have any employees at grocery
Yeah, we're not
stores
gonna
anymore.
pay anyone.
The cart is literally scanning your stuff. And this is also, it coincides with the ban on plastic bags and paper bags in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you just walk the cart out to your car and put the stuff in like at Costco.
Yeah, just like have your own bags in the car, and then just you don't have to pay for any of that. So
What's the grocery store that's really old school that's in Paramus? Do you guys know?
Corrado's.
Not Corrado's. There's like
Clifton.
this old, it's like very country feeling. They serve hot dogs. Let me see.
I don't know, but why haven't you told me about this?
This one's really awesome.
I wanna
Stu
go.
Leonard's. Oh, I love
Oh,
Stu
Stu
Leonard's.
Leonard's. Yeah. Classic.
I find it amazing that they're putting the most futuristic, to a fault futuristic supermarket in the same town where the most old school to a fault supermarket, Stu Leonard's, is.
Well, do you think people are going to like keep going to Stu Leonard's and just boycott
Yeah.
Amazon at all costs?
I mean, I do the hybrid model. I go to every supermarket. I don't discriminate. The only one I haven't visited yet is the new one. What's it called? The fancy one. It's like an Aldi. It's like Aldi, but it's another like Swedish name.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I'm
haven't been?
sticking. I'm
It's on Route
sticking to
22.
like Wegmans, Trader Joe's, ShopRite, King's, Whole Foods. Really, whatever's closest.
Little. You haven't been to Lidl or Little?
Oh, I've heard of that
Oh,
place.
it's on Route 22. I have not
It's
been.
in Union.
It's packed.
There's one in Garwood as well.
Haven't
It's
been.
supposed to be like amazing. It's like IKEA. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
The prices are amazing. It's supposed to be really, really
They
awesome.
they don't have dash carts though.
Well, if you want to go visit the Dash Carts this summer in Paramus, you could stop by.
We gotta go. I want to go for the grand opening ceremony if you guys are down.
Amazon is starting to freak me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Have you been to the actual other Amazon stores where you could just go in, grab things, and walk right out, or no?
No, I haven't been. Have you?
Yeah, the one in Newark Airport. I do it every time. I don't know if it's an Amazon store. I can't confirm this, but it's like you walk in and it's such a trip because there's no workers there, and you grab all your food and stuff and you just walk out.
Well, how does it know to pay? How do you pay? You
Well,
like
y'all-
scan it. You have to scan
before
your
you
phone?
walk in, you put your card in and reads your card when you walk in. Or like you put your card in the thing, take it out, and then you walk in the store and there's cameras following you.
That's really
And then you just walk
awesome.
out. It's just crazy how it reads. And even if you take something off the shelf and put it back, it reads the weight and everything, so it knows you didn't take it. It's a trip, and it's actually really cool. But it'll be interesting to see a whole like food market, like a giant food market, do that.
Yeah, I think if it's a success, which it probably will be in Paramus, Paramus is maybe one of the better markets in the country.
Everyone's in a rush too.
Yeah, there's so many stores up there. I feel like it's the perfect location to try something like this out. I think it will work, and then we'll probably get them all over New Jersey. Our South Jersey people are probably very upset.
I hope ShopRite sticks around though. I love ShopRite.
I think ShopRite in 20 years will be gone.
How about Wegmans?
I haven't been to Wegmans in decades.
Wegmans is the prettiest food market we have. I go there just to walk around. It's so nice.
Haven't been in a while. Do they have a train that goes around the top?
Yeah, Wegmans does have a train too. Yeah, in the food area.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
So, if you have ever been to an Amazon Fresh, leave us a comment in the Discord or send us an email. Let us know what you think. Are you happy about this? Does this excite you, or is it one more step in Amazon owning every aspect of our lives?
It could be. It could be.
All right.
All
So
right.
last week we discussed how there was someone in Totowa that was suing Dunkin' Donuts because they got burned by hot coffee. And then we went on to list off every instance when this has happened in like the last 10 years. And apparently
You gave out so many ideas.
it's very, very common occurrence for someone to go to Dunkin', gets burned on their skin, and then sue Dunkin'. Like this happens once a year in New
Poor
Jersey.
Dunkin', dude. They're always getting sued.
Well, Lyndhurst Dunkin' Donuts is getting sued over hot coffee just a week after Totowa.
The people heard the story and they were like, this is genius. I got burned 10 years ago. Let's go sue.
It's funny because on the podcast last week, we were encouraging people.
We didn't encourage an adult.
Jokingly. We weren't serious. We were saying, go try it out, see if it works for you. And then within a week, somebody else does. Hopefully this guy isn't a podcast listener.
Like, imagine it works though. Bro.
They subpoena the whole podcast.
Dude, I would be like, it was all a joke.
Freedom of speech, right?
I guess. Well, that's not how freedom of speech works, though. Because if you're conspiring to commit a crime, I don't think it's
We
freedom
didn't
of
tell
speech.
them to commit it.
Like if we say on the podcast, this is an example just for the podcast. Don't take this out of context. I'm going to say something really ridiculous, so it's even funnier. Like if I said tomorrow, go hijack a New Jersey Transit train and drive it off a bridge.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to say something like go throw an orange at like your sidewalk.
Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Go throw an orange at a New Jersey Transit conductor. If I said that, then that could be conspiracy, I think, because we're trying to inflict harm on another person. I don't think freedom of speech covers.
Well, you never said go to Dunkin' and do this. We were just saying, what if someone
No,
did
we were
it?
saying there's a likelihood that it could work if it happened to you, and you should investigate, is what we said. We used that exact verbiage.
I think that's safe then.
So let me read this. Just a week after a store location in Totowa was sued, another Dunkin' in North Jersey has been accused of giving customers coffee so hot that it caused burns. NorthJersey.com reported that Lyndhurst residents Paul and Corrine Haggerty have filed a lawsuit against the store on Valley Brook Road in that township, claiming that in September 2020, Paul Haggerty was served coffee with a mismatched cup and lid, which the couple said caused the beverage to spill on him, resulting in second and third degree burns. It sounds like he read the article
Yes.
that just happened and now is bringing this up. Let's see, because the internet's amazing, let's look up Paul and Corrine Haggerty, see what they're
See how
about.
let's see what this
While
is
you're
like.
doing that,
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
how?
Whoa. Jimmy and Cubby in hot.
I just want to know, like, how do you prove it at this point? This happened in 2020.
They must
Like,
have
do you-
receipts.
did
They must
you-
have videos or photos or something.
Like, did you keep the cup? You're like, oh, this cup doesn't match the lid. Let me keep it.
It's interesting. I don't know.
I just want to know how you prove it. I think we need to get a lawyer on here.
It would be great to have a lawyer on, like, so we could just ask them whatever questions we may have.
Do we have any lawyer friends? They probably charge us.
I don't know.
Are
that
you
we
on his
do.
Facebook?
I found his Facebook though. Looks like he's a regular kind of guy. This is
Josh, this doesn't help
this is
us.
so creepy. I really want us to see if he has like a post somewhere about like, hey, here's what happened to me, and you know, Duncan owes me some money.
I mean,
It sounds like it never happened.
from being his lawyer, I'm gonna say he
Hey.
probably shouldn't post
That's not his
about
wife.
this.
Well, here's the thing: is this? It seems like the Garden State is growing increasingly greedy when it comes to hot coffee and burns.
Not us.
Not us, and we do not recommend you do this. We do not advise you to do it, and we'd say stay far away from Dunkin' Donuts.
Josh, why do you have a knife in your hand?
This is my pocket. This is my pocket knife.
Why are you opening it?
Because
In the middle
it's
of the
so
podcast.
fun to flip open. If you're listening to the podcast, listen to this.
Ooh,
Do it again.
Is that awesome?
Yeah, it's nice. ASMR.
Hold on. Watch this. Did you ever see the video of the guy that goes into a knife shop and is like, "Can I try it out?"
Yes, that's my favorite video on the internet. He's just like
Oh,
twirling.
that's so. What does he do? Knife shop guy. Let me find him real quick.
Josh, what model knife is that?
Guy test out knife in store.
Guys,
This
look up
is,
this video. Guy test out knife in store on YouTube. It's the funniest YouTube video.
Today I'm rocking a Benchmade bug out in what looks like a royal blue. I love this knife. It's small enough. I think it's illegal in New Jersey because it's smaller than my palm. I don't know what the law is on blades. You might know, Jimmy.
I heard the palm thing wasn't true.
video.
But it's 535. I'm sorry. SV30, I believe, is or S30V steel.
Oh, very
very
nice.
hard blade. So sorry for the ADD moment. Let's move on. But Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. Any final thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, are you guys ready to hear another Dunkin' Donuts story next week about another person suing it? Because I am, and I'm getting sick of it already.
What if I came out and I was like, wait a second, in 2020,
I'm pretty sure I got burned.
2020 is 2 years ago now. This guy's bringing it up
That's so weird.
2 years ago, and he's bringing it up now.
September 2020. That was during COVID already. Wow.
Yeah.
That was like peak COVID right there. That's crazy.
So we'll find out what happens. We'll give you guys updates on that story as we get them.
Only if you guys want the updates. I don't know if people want to get updated on that anymore.
Probably not.
So just getting stagnant right now. Just like American Dream is getting stagnant with just different crazy stories every single week.
Yeah,
That's why we don't talk about it.
it's cursed, so we can move on.
It's cursed.
Tonight, to close out our episode, we wanted to get into some more creepy New Jersey history. And it seems the people on TikTok love when we get into
Love it.
the history of the state and some of the weird things that have happened. And tonight, I wanted to talk about something very strange that happened in Westfield, New Jersey.
Ooh, another Westfield one.
Have you ever heard of the John List murders in Westfield, New Jersey?
Unfortunately.
I actually haven't.
So in November of 1971, this guy named John List from Westfield, New Jersey, went nuts and murdered his entire family. He used a 9mm gun and shot his wife and his mother, and then each of his kids as they came home from school. Believe it or not, my mom actually, her sister went to school with one of his daughters, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just pretty insane to think about. But so basically, John List went nuts. He decides to murder each of his kids and his wife, and he placed them each in sleeping bags in the mansion ballroom in his Westfield, New Jersey house. This house, if you see photos of it, it was big. It was a really, really big house. I think somewhere online, it says it had like 13 bedrooms. Let me look that up and confirm that for you really quick.
Is this home still up currently? Or
Well,
Oh, it burned down.
We'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
what?
So, it was a pretty massive home in Westfield, and so he kills everybody, puts them in sleeping bags. It says the murders were not discovered till December 7th, so a month later, they realized he murdered his family.
Jeez.
He actually called the school to say they were going on vacation, so the schools wouldn't wonder why his kids were missing.
What a
from class.
madman.
Yeah. So there are actually photographs inside of the home. You can see like the bodies in sleeping bags. It's very disturbing. I wouldn't recommend you look it up. Yeah, but it said so here's what it says. List placed the bodies of his wife and children in sleeping bags in the mansion ballroom. He left his mother's body in her apartment in the attic. In a 5-page letter to his pastor found on the desk of his study, List claimed that he saw too much evil in the world, and he had killed his family to save their souls. He then cleaned the various crime scenes, removed his own picture from all the family photographs in the house, tuned a radio to a religious station, and departed. So that's what happens.
Wait, he wiped the photos that he was in?
Yeah. He removed himself from the photos.
He couldn't use Photoshop. What did he do?
He just cut him out. He probably took some scissors,
Oh, that's
took a knife, cut
that
himself
is
out
so
of the photos.
creepy.
So
Should have a movie.
Wild.
So List also stopped. He began stopping like milk, newspaper, and all the other deliveries. And the neighbors noticed that the mansion's rooms were illuminated day and night with no apparent activity in the house. So the neighbors begin to catch on to what's going on. And as this is happening, this guy is fleeing New Jersey, and he actually
He's on the run?
He's on the run and becomes an FBI most wanted criminal. I believe he was number 1 on the list
Sheesh.
when this happened. So he flees all the way to Colorado.
Wow, he made it. Well, yeah, I guess back then it was easier to flee.
Yeah, it says in 1971, as the FBI later discovered, List had traveled by train from New Jersey to Michigan and then to Colorado. He settled in Denver in early 1972. So he's in Denver for a while, and they didn't even discover all of this until like a decade later, actually more than a decade, in May of 1989.
And he started a new family, got remarried, did all this like crazy stuff.
Oh, wait. So rewind. He wasn't. When did he get caught?
So So here's what it says. From 1979 to 1986, he was the controller at a paper box manufacturer outside Denver. He joined the Lutheran congregation and ran a carpool for shut-in church members. Think about that.
Sheesh.
At one religious gathering, he met an Army PX clerk named Dolores Miller and married her in 1985. And can you imagine marrying someone and having no idea that they murdered their entire family? That's
Unreal.
so bizarre.
Was he? Didn't you say he was on the most wanted list though?
Yes, he was, but he changed his entire identity.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Well, so listen to this. In May 1989, the 18-year-old crime was recounted on a Fox television program, America's Most Wanted, during its first year on the air. So I don't know if that the FBI's Most Wanted list was a thing before the show. I don't know
Gotcha.
how that works, or if the show came out and then suddenly he's on the list.
Yeah.
But it says the segment featured an age-progressed clay bust sculpted by forensic artist Frank Bender, which turned out to bear a close resemblance to List's actual appearance. On June 1st, less than 2 weeks after the broadcast, List was arrested at a Richmond accounting firm after a Denver neighbor recognized the description and alerted the authorities to his presence. So I guess they realized he was there and he got arrested, but he almost got away with it. If you
Wait,
think,
did he change his name and everything?
yes, everything was changed. And
Okay,
he
gotcha.
got another job in accounting. He worked at a bank before all this went down.
Yeah.
So absolutely crazy that he almost got away with it. 1971 to 1989, that's 18 years.
Bro, that's like a whole nother life right there. Like that's a long time.
18 years to leave, to get married, to start a career, and to never be caught. This would never have happened.
No.
Oh, no,
nowadays.
with phones and social media, you can't do that.
And you know what? After 18 years, you're probably like, I'm never going to get caught.
oh yeah, at that
Yeah.
point you're just like,
Like a
wow,
cocky.
I actually have a new life now. I'm
Yeah.
never going. That was just a
I
past
did
life.
this. I got away with this.
Well, how old were you 18 years ago? Like how old were we? What year was it?
18 years old. I was 10.
So I was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like that was a long time,
Yeah.
dude.
It's a long time ago, and
So wait, did he get he got life in prison?
oh yeah, he's since passed away, but he was given life in prison.
Did you see his 2005 mugshot? He looks insane.
Yeah, he looks.
Oh, wow, that's him?
Yeah, it's him right there.
Jeez.
But I mean, kind of connection back to what we were talking about earlier. I found out recently that my father actually went inside of the John List house when it was abandoned before it burned down.
That is crazy.
He urbexed.
He urbexed it. Him and his friends went inside.
That's
It
terrifying.
was abandoned for years.
What year did it burn down?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I think it burned down in the 80s, but let me confirm.
And how did it burn down?
It was a suspicious fire because no one would buy the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. It burned down in 72, just a year after it happened. So
Oh.
I wonder if, there could be a lot of conspiracy around it. Maybe someone wanted to buy the property and they burned it down, or maybe some teenagers did it. Who knows? But there's a house there now. Can you imagine building a house on that property? I don't think I'd want to do that.
That's crazy. That
What's
my
the
dad
address
was
of
in
it?
there only a year
You
after.
can look it up. It is 431 Hillside Ave in Westfield, New Jersey.
There's a house there now.
There is a
No,
house
I know.
there
Yeah, I'm
now.
just trying to see where it is in Westfield. Where is that?
It's I think it's north side of
Oh, it's right,
Westfield.
it's right next to Lawrence Ave, next to 22.
Yeah, not far from 22.
That area is really beautiful.
Where's that 7-Eleven right there? Which 7-Eleven is this?
Oh, it's probably one in the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one by. So this is by Mountainside.
yeah.
Wait, the John List house was on that main road that runs. Oh no, I'm thinking. of
No,
Mountain
that's a
Ave.
side. Yeah, that's a side. road.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We actually went biking there during COVID.
We did go biking.
We were
there.
like probably past it. That was the road we
we
went
should
down.
go bike past there again. So yeah, he got away with it for a long time. But can you imagine? One day you're watching TV and you're like, my husband is on the Most Wanted TV show.
What are the odds? You know, who ratted him out? Did I miss that?
It just said.
Oh, was it like
just
a
said somebody
neighbor?
in the neighborhood saw him on the show.
So his new wife didn't even. She had no clue.
What I want to know is, Jimmy, when your dad went in, what did he say the experience was like?
Say he went in at night with like his friends, and it was like stupid, something he did when he was a kid.
That's crazy. Well, the more you know about New Jersey,
That was great. I going into these stories, guys. A lot of the time, I don't know them, and I want to learn about them while Josh shares them on the podcast, which I just did. So, if you've never heard that story, we're in the same boat, and I thought that was amazing.
I'm glad you liked it so
How
much,
old was
man.
he when he died?
You're asking me all the good questions I should know. Let me find it out for you right now.
Because in that mugshot, he didn't look too old. That was
Are you
05.
kidding me? He looked pretty old.
He died in 2008. He was born in 1925, so that's 75, 83 years old. And this is him when he was young. That's what he looked like.
He was 82 when he died.
Just a regular guy.
Jeez, dude. I wonder if his new wife is still alive.
I don't know, but that's his family that he killed. Very sad.
Disgusting.
They got divorced in 1989, in case you were wondering.
Wait, who?
Him and his
His
new
new
wife.
wife, yeah.
I had hoped so.
Wait, before he was caught?
No, after he was caught.
Of course, yeah. I would leave him too. Just making sure.
Imagine that timing. It's right before they get divorced. But yeah, that's all the news I had for tonight, guys, and all the New Jersey history. What do you think of what we've been through tonight?
I just love Jersey, dude.
You gotta love the history of this place.
You know,
man.
there's a lot of craziness that happens here, but that's, we have to put up with it.
You lift a rock, you find something interesting. That's the Jersey story. So with that, did you guys have any closing remarks for the listeners?
Jimmy, tell us something.
I just really think that people should continue to buy the merch. If you haven't yet, limited
Whoa.
quantities
We
are
have
available.
we have very little left, so go grab it now before it's gone forever, because we are going to be scrapping these and making brand new designs in the future. So if you
Yes.
want these OG merch items, get them now, because
As
you'll
the-
never get them again.
As the kids would say, the original gangster copy of the Garden State merch. Hop on it.
Hop
Yeah.
on it, man. Come on, support the show. It's the only way that we make money right now, because we don't have any sponsors.
Sponsor
And
us.
with that, before we let you guys go, send us an email if you have any questions. Or what I would take it a step further. I had this idea and I want to see how it works. If you have a question you want to ask us, record a voice memo on your phone and email it to contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com.
In our bio.
It is in our bio, the link to our email, but it is contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com. And record a voice memo and send it to us. Just email it to us and we will listen to it. And when we finish listening to it, we'll put it in the podcast and answer the question. If we feel, we're not just going to put anything in. No offense if your audio, your future audio message you're thinking of isn't great, but we're gonna obviously have to be a bit selective. But we'd love to have an audio message in the podcast to answer your questions about the state, or if you have something you want us to talk about, do it.
It's the mailbag.
We're calling it the mailbag, even though mail isn't voices, but I just tore down our own idea.
Voicemail.
The voicemail box.
Well, it's still part of the mailbox. It's just a type of mail,
Okay, I like that. I like that.
So it's part of the mailbox.
Maybe we'll get that intro voice back to go. This is the mailbag.
This is the mailbag.
You're watching the Garden State.
We haven't spoken to our good buddy Eric in a minute, so maybe we
should
got to
call
bring him
him up.
on.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Hey, what's the
People
big
keep
deal?
asking. Like, we got another DM yesterday saying, like, who's that intro voice? Who is the man?
We want to get Joe Pesci to do it, and that would be the dream. If we get Joe Pesci's voice to go, you're watching the Garden State, that would be.
If only he had a cameo,
You're
we could just
watching.
pay him to say it.
If he had cameo, that'd be sick.
That'd be the easy route, and we could just tell everyone we know Joe Pesci.
Well, have we looked it up? He might have cameo.
No shot. He's A-list. It's Joe Pesci.
I don't know.
There's no way he-
shot. He's too cool to have a cameo,
Yeah,
and he's too
you're
rich.
probably
for it.
right. You're probably right.
You think he wants to spend his money giving video shoutouts to people? It's Joe
Wait
Pesci.
a second. No, we can't get Joe Pesci, but there's this guy that impersonates Joe Pesci.
Hit play. What does he sound like?
He does a lot of impressions. Let's see what this one is. Why is there no...
To Robert De Niro. To Al Pacino. Hoo-ha. To Joe Pesci. I'll do Joe Pesci for you.
Wait, Joe Pesci's not bad.
Dude, that's actually pretty funny.
Hey, Harold. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Let me tell you something, Harold.
All right, we'll go through these. I want
We'll
the
look later,
podcast people.
but yeah, okay. So we'll figure out if we get Joe Pesci to do this intro. The real Joe Pesci, not the guy in Cameo. But thank you all for listening to the podcast tonight. If you enjoy the podcast, we always ask you to do stuff. Leave us a review. I always hear people on podcasts ask me to leave them reviews, and they never explain why. But we just started reading our podcast reviews, and it is so nice to read these awesome
Yeah.
reviews. If you leave us a review, it actually helps us to grow on the charts and helps more people to listen to our podcast. Believe it or not, it's that simple. It really does work. So leave us a review on our podcast with 5 golden stars.
I think you could do it on Apple Podcasts. Not sure if you could actually write a review on Spotify, but you could definitely rate it.
I would say Apple Podcasts would be the main one to hit up, but if you could do it on Spotify too, that'd be great. It would mean a ton. Otherwise,
Also, just give us a follow on Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord, join the conversation.
Yeah. Be talking to us on there. We're always popping in and out. We got a bunch of different channels there. I want to create a few new channels on there. Got to talk to one of our mods, Samuel, to set that up for us.
Yeah, and our weatherman Aiden.
Yeah. This week on Discord, I was like, Aiden, we shout you out every week
doesn't
on the
even
podcast,
listen.
and you don't even listen. He's like, how did I miss this? So
Maybe you should just start listening to the pod, my man.
yeah, as our meteorologist, you should be listening, brother. But shout out to Aiden. Shout out to everyone just supporting the show. We love you guys. Thank you for everything.
Yep.
Also, give us a follow on Instagram too if you're not on there.
The IG is growing.
Trying to post more photos. So
The Taylor Ham fam is growing on Instagram. The Pork Roll Nation is also growing. And we
All the
love
above.
both of our communities. And with that, thank you all for listening and have an amazing week.
have a great week, guys.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.
See you later.
You're watching the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.